Good evening, Rob of 3STRONG. I've shown you how to make my wonderful coconut milk, banana, chocolate, protein smoothie. Since we are coming up on Thanksgiving and one of the popular dishes for Thanksgiving is yams, I'm actually going to use yams, or sweet potatoes in this case, in my shake. Instead of using the bananas, which is really where we get a lot of the sweetness and a lot of the carbohydrates from, now we are going to use the sweet potatoes. They aren't as sweet, but they will offer a little bit of sweetness, and if we add some spices to it, it can actually taste a little bit like pumpkin pie, which I'm a huge fan of pumpkin pie, so if I can have that in a protein shake in the morning, I'm a happy boy. Alright, so let's go over the ingredients. I have my base of coconut milk. So we have unsweetened coconut milk that comes in the carton. This is kind of the milk substitute here. I actually add, I've started to add this coconut cream, or you can also use coconut milk. It's a little confusing. This one is a little bit more liquid. If it comes in the can, it's creamier, it's richer. This is your high quality fat source. So we put about, I've put 16 ounces of the coconut milk, liquid coconut milk, and then the coconut cream, I'm going to use about, maybe 3/4 of a cup. Heck, I'll just put the whole thing in there. Lovely. So that's about, it's about a third of a cup to a half a cup, oh, sorry, 2/3 of a cup to a cup of the coconut cream. That's our healthy fats right there. Now I'm going to add in, this is about a cup, this is a little bit more than a cup of sweet potatoes. If I go with a good sized banana and I put 2 of those in there, that's about 27 grams of carbs per banana. Now we're pushing the 50-gram limit here. And if I use a cup of sweet potatoes, the 1 cup of sweet potatoes is about the equivalent of 1 banana. So we're talking about 25 to 27 grams of carbohydrates. I'm going to put that in there. Ooh. And this, so this cup and a half or so about 30 to 40 grams of carbs of sweet potatoes. This can be broken up into 2 different servings. I've already told you about my 1,000-calorie shake. But I have a high-calorie shake because I'm trying to gain muscle mass. If you don't want that, if you don't want to gain weight, don't eat this whole thing in one sitting. So I'm chopping up, obviously I'm chopping it up, you can see that. Depending on how much you cook the sweet potatoes, if they're soft, if there's a little crunch to it, depending on how you want it, because if you already have these suckers made, and I've shown you that, having these things ready to go in your fridge makes it so much easier to do, to make your lunch, to make your meals, and now you can even put it in your breakfast shake. Sweet potatoes for breakfast, woohoo! Okay, now that I've mixed that up, but anyway, the consistency. So this is going to be a little bit chunky, not too bad. If you don't want it to be chunky, then just cook the sweet potatoes a little bit more so they get mushy. They're going to mix right up. Alright, so if you want, you can put cocoa powder in there. Optional, I would go with a kind of a heaping spoonful or 2 just to give it a little extra richness. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm actually running low. This is the secret ingredient right here, cinnamon. That was not in my previous shake, but you're going to put, let's do, a tablespoon or 2 of cinnamon. Since I'm doing it in a pretty large quantity, I can afford to put a little more in there. And now I'm going to add in the very important addition here is my protein powder. I go 2 scoops. Each scoop of these is about 25 grams. So if I'm doing 2 servings, now I have a smaller shake that has about 25 to 30 grams of carbs. It has about 20 to 30 grams, 25 to 30 grams of protein, 25 to 30 grams of carbs, and it's going to have about, 15 to 20 grams of fat, really from this guy. So it's still going to be, you know, a pretty good size shake in the morning. If you want to break it down into even smaller bits, you can totally do that. But I'm going to mix this guy up right here. Woo! So we got a little bit of the chunkiness. And since I'm Coach Rob, and I like to go big, I'm just going to conveniently, oh, look at that. Look how that fits in there. So I've made 1 liter of smoothie. Oh, I got to get that in my mouth. 1 liter of smoothie. You know, just a small little snack. But let me test this out for you. A little chew to it. That cinnamon makes a big difference. But you get the chocolatiness, you get a little bit of the sweetness of the sweet potatoes, which you can't really taste. It's not like you're having a potato. But this sucker tastes pretty good. And you get your protein, you get all your calories in there. Have that for the holidays, guys. See you tomorrow.